Hello, fellow humans. This is a different video. I thought it'd be fun to get on camera and react to the movie that we made together. Me and my realm members, my subscribers, you fellow humans, you. Yes, we've been working for, 10 months or so. We've got chapters 1 through 6 done. So I thought it'd be fun to just watch it and give my thoughts, maybe some background information, maybe some stuff you don't even know. So let's start. This is chapters 1 through 5. It's a 45-minute long video that we put together, and I'm already feeling the nostalgia. Man, so long ago. Okay, let's get into it. In the peaceful early morning of a Monday in May 2022, a rift breaks out in the world of Tabranell. Shockwaves rattle the ground below. Yeah, so this first episode that we made, I made, because nobody else was on the realm yet, but the sky flashes with purple and blue light streaking across the landscape. It was such an interesting video to make, because it was my very first one, and I was just trying stuff. You'll see in the first, 3 episodes, I start trying just random stuff to see, what I like to do, what I like to edit, my style and stuff, what I wanted the video to be. So this is literally the only episode, this very first one, which is only a couple minutes long, with audio, with actual voice in it, because I figured getting all of my actors together. At this point I didn't have any actors, but I was thinking for the future, for getting 12 people or whatever to be able to voice over and actually have good audio, it would be a lot to do. So I was like, well, we'll just make it a silent film. So this is the only episode with my voice in it, or with any voices in it, really. So yeah, fun fact. And these first episodes will really test your
villagers panic, not knowing if they are safe.
Will really test your patience and and your attention spans, because they go a little slow. Obviously, it's we ramp up into the episodes. I think chapter
Suddenly,
3.
a giant skeleton falls to the ground.
Chapter 3 really.
The large crash shakes the ground as the villagers start searching for the distortion.
Yeah, chapter 3 really changed the way that I made the videos. I started thinking more of
the giant winged
shorter
skeleton
attention spans and
lay
stuff.
just beyond the starter village, where the residents first made home. Greenkey, a resident, ventures out to investigate the area.
The very first thing that fell through
beneath the large dragon.
This dragon was such a fun build to make. I was very proud of it.
Chattering and moaning, seeping up from the depths. Adventuring below, Greenkey discovers monsters made of bone and rotten flesh. Keeping their distance, the adventurer surveys the area and places torches to keep it lit.
I was very proud of some of these shots.
Survive in the light from the torch, making it safe to move closer and search in the chests that lie within.
Obviously, my editing, I had just started editing, so I had no idea what I was doing. I was just throwing clips together, and I'm actually very proud of what I was able to accomplish back then. Obviously, chapter 3 really took it off, and my editing style developed a huge amount between chapters 1 and chapters 3. So very excited about that. I see in my analytics, people watch the very first chapter a lot, but then they don't move on to chapter 2, because I'm assuming because the videos are actually kind of bad. This first chapter, probably chapters 1 and chapters 2 are pretty bad. And that's just because I was finding my style and stuff. So I'm very, very happy with how chapter 6 came out. Chapter 6, perfect. Almost perfect. I'm still learning some of the software stuff, but yes. This is basically, the story is a retelling of, chapter 1 is a retelling of basically how I started my world. So I did actually find these spawners very early in the streams. You can actually go back in the streams and look at them. And I found them fairly early, and I made the farms here and stuff. So I wanted to incorporate that into the story itself, into Tabranell. So that's what I did, and that's why there's just 2 golden enchanted apples thrown in here, just to replicate that. So yeah.
Shining from inside the chest are 2 golden enchanted apples gleaming with mystery. What an incredible discovery! Ascending from the depths, with the crack looming above, Green Key deposits his bounty into his storage chest on the hill across the river.
Across the river. The river. I was running out of breath when I said that. The nostalgia. Oh, man. My very first stream, I think, was building this storage building, which was fantastic. One of my first streams, anyways.
As the adventurer leaves his storage building in the morning sunlight, a wheezing sound fills his ears.
And I made that sound just with my mouth. And then I added echo to it, obviously.
Next to his leg. Green Key approaches and enters the blue box cautiously as he feels a vibration in his chest.
Our TARDIS from Doctor Who, yes, in Minecraft. The best that I could make. And chapter 2, or this is this part 2 of chapter 1? Yeah, this is part 2 of chapter 1. So we get to see the TARDIS, we get to find out that the Doctor is here. He saw our YouTube videos, and he's here to try to help. Which is, I thought it was a very fun way to introduce the Doctor into my series, because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I've got plenty of tattoos of Doctor Who stuff, and that was like the main thing when I started this story. I was like, I have to incorporate the Doctor. It's like my fandoms. I wanted to incorporate as many of my fandoms as I can, and now it's developed to where my subscribers can introduce any lore that they want to do as well. So any of their fandoms can make their way in here as well. So it's just a really fun way to create a community, I think. It's been a fantastic time. Obviously, I just got back from a month break from mental health stuff, but now that I'm back, I'm ready to kick things back into action. And yeah, in these first chapters, I wanted to create as much lore as I could, as quickly as I could. So I threw books down, lecterns and stuff that I could type my lore into and have the Doctor talk to me and stuff like that. But now that I have actual actors, Mr. Snoop as the Doctor, and me, Dr. F, which is Aiden, as Dr. F, our villain. He plays Trunilla the Wizard. He also plays Green Key now, which is fantastic. Aiden does a lot of stuff. He does a lot of the builds as well too. So very hard worker. I love that guy. I love that kid. He's awesome. And then Yovi, my manager, basically. So those three are the OG fellow humans that joined us in the realm in chapter 3. So you'll see that here probably around 15 minutes in. But yeah, back to the story, back to Tabranell. So yeah, I literally in this section here, I actually did leave my house where I live, and I drove 6 hours to visit my parents and where I grew up, and that's their starter village, obviously. So in this caption here, this part, I did actually take a break and go visit my parents in real life. And I included that into the story as well, so I thought that was fun. Thought that was an easy way to hey, while I was gone visiting my parents, some things happened, and the space-time rift activated, and things fell through it, which was fun. So, yeah, we're about to meet our first visitor. Well, our second, I guess, from the Doctor. The Doctor was the first. Yes, the mystical energy felt at the Wizard Tower. Yes. From the very beginning, I knew I wanted to incorporate both sci-fi and fantasy into the story and kind of combine them in a way. two of my favorite genres. I love that transition, looking out the window of the wizard tower and then transitioning to this is my storage building, watching the sunset. I still need to build something on that hill over there. I don't have anything there yet. So yeah, the very first thing we started with the lore is like, oh, the space-time rift opened up, things started falling through it, right? And I was like, the Allay was just introduced. I wanted to kind of incorporate that into the story somehow. So I was like, all right, well, maybe the Allay is connected to the space-time rift somehow. So that's what we did with the storyline. And yeah, Trunilla told me, hey, we need an Allay, so go find an Allay. So it took me a long time to find a Allay, but I finally did, like, I don't know, chapter 3, chapter 4 or something like that. These first few chapters too, they were some of my most like creative endeavors, because I was basically trying a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different things, like those shots through the glass there. I should definitely incorporate some of these older shots into, like, the style of shot into our new chapters when we make them. Chapter 7 coming soon. So yeah, I didn't find an Allay, just found a bunch of treasure and stuff. I got back, and then, yep, I noticed something new in the world, in our area. Our magnificent, our beautiful, our wonderful amphitheater, yes. I love the way that this turned out. When I was making this, I was like, obviously, I want to see the wizard tower and the storage building in the background. So it took me like 30 minutes to figure out where I wanted to build that. Finally settled where it's at now. Geronimo. I actually have Geronimo tattooed on my arm with a fez, a bow tie, and the eye is actually the sonic screwdriver for Doctor Who. This is one thing I need to keep up with, actually, is making potions, because Trunilla was making the potions for me, obviously. And then, yep, I went back to visit my parents. This was all made last summer, so we're coming up on a year, very soon. And I visit my parents a few times through the summer, go fishing, stuff like that. And then, yeah, we found out hobbits. Made their way into the world. That's a little bit of the fantasy. Obviously, we have the wizard fantasy as well, and then the doctor is more of a sci-fi. Dr. F is kind of a combination of both as well, which is cool. So, like, our villain is basically a combination of sci-fi and fantasy. And I came up with all these names, yep. People make fun of the brony one, but, it's actually a good fantasy name. It's not like the fandom, the brony fandom. And so I wanted to, there was five hobbits, and I wanted to tie them to our Minecraft world somehow. And so I made up the lore that the hobbits themselves actually come from a universe where their souls are tied to another living creature, so almost like a pet, but it's more like a companion. And there's actually a show on that. There's actually an actual show. I think it's on HBO Max. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I used to watch it. I literally can't remember the name of it. But it's a great theory. It's a great storyline. So I was like, hey, 5 axolotl colors, 5 hobbits. Let's do that. And we still only have 3 of the colors, I think. So we gotta work on that. That's these hobbits are slowly dying because they don't have companions. So much nostalgia. I'm just smiling. It's just like such a happy time. These first like 3 chapters. Obviously chapter 4 and 5 kind of took a lot longer because my mental health was not great. We were like getting into the winter at that point, and I'm in Alaska, so it's like winter 8 months of the year. We still have snow outside right now, and it's mid-April. I gotta do my taxes tomorrow, so it's yes. All right, so this is chapter 3, I think, or chapter 2. I think it's chapter 2. I love all the music that I chose for the movie. I did get better at choosing the music in chapters like 5 and 6. I think 6 I've used the music the best, actually. Like chapter 6, I've done the best on everything. The editing, the visual effects, the music. I'm definitely getting better, so I'm really proud of like where we came from and where we're at. This was a fun scene to do, that jumping. I was like, man, this matches the beat perfectly. Yes, yeah. This is part 1 of chapter 2, I believe, and it's kind of a filler episode, but not really. Like, we are advancing the storyline, but as you can see, I don't have any subtitles, no, there's nothing except for just the video and the music. So this was another trial, like maybe this will be the style. It'll be kind of like a little music video telling the story, but obviously we moved on from that and actually make a normal video, a normal movie series later on. But yeah, defeating the Ender Dragon, I really wanted to do this for, getting elytras and shulker boxes and stuff like that, so that was the main reason that I wanted to do that. And I was like, we might as well make that part of the lore in the story. And so we did. A very short episode, part 1 of chapter 2, which is almost done. Yes, we have the dragon egg. Yeah. All right. And then this weird long-limbed guy just started attacking me out of nowhere. He wanted my egg. He wanted some scrambled eggs. Some scrambled dragon eggs. All right, so yeah, this is part 2, chapter 1, or chapter 2. A 2-2. This is 2-2. It wasn't a dream. No, it wasn't a dream. And yes, as you can see, this episode's a lot slower pace. It kind of follows chapter 1 pacing a little bit more. So yeah, this is when the doctor asked to build the observatory so that we can keep a track of the space-time rift, because none of his instruments are like really working on the space-time rift. And as we find out, throughout the story, there's a reason for that. And this was also the episode, well, technically defeating the dragon was the episode where Green Key becomes addicted to dragon's breath. He loves smelling it. Dragon's breath, yes. Dragon's breath in the morning, dragon's breath at lunch, dragon's breath at evening. Right before bed, yes. He's very addicted to Dragon's Breath now. That's part of the lore. It's just some random stuff we came up with, but yes, build the observatory. It was already built, so I pretended to build it. Voila! I love the way that we decorated this on the inside later, though. So obviously this is just the frame, but this is beautiful, and especially in chapter 3 when we get the shaders. Shaders just transform the whole video. Like, it's brilliant. I love it. Nostalgia. Our old creeper farm sitting in the background. That's terrible. Oh, jeez. I did take that down, so we got to make a new creeper farm here soon. So yeah, the doctor suggests I go investigate the strange portal again, which is the end. Yes, if you actually sit through all of this, I'm helping you fix your attention spans. You're welcome. You're welcome. When I edit all these videos, you know, I do have a fairly short attention span, but when I'm editing them, it allows me to like step into like different shoes basically and be like, actually, we do want to kind of elongate these scenes to build suspense or build some sort of juxtaposition between the other scenes. Aha! A new fruit, a new seed, yes. Some magical items. Running through the end. And if you hear the music, that just kind of like aligned with this scene, this shot, like perfectly. I didn't purposely do that, it just happened. Which is actually a lot of what happens when I'm editing. Things just kind of like fall into place, which is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome to just like have things fall into place on accident. Excuse me. I'm checking my mic, and I think I've been blown out this whole time, yelling into it. Oops. Oh well. So yeah, we're about to find our first pair of elytra wings. Very exciting time. And there is a scene later on in, like, was it maybe chapter 3 or 4 that is a flashback to when I'm here in the end, and you'll see it referenced later, but there is a scene with a flashback later on. It does end up getting deleted from our memory. As you can see, it doesn't get shown in this video, in this episode. Oh, and we're about to find the corruption. Oh my gosh. Dude, it's so cool to watch these back after, you know, we've made these chapters 1 through 5 we made like 4 months ago, 4 to 9 to 10 months ago. So it was like one chapter each month for a while. And then we took breaks, obviously. Poof, I'm back in my storage building. Wow, magic. Magic. Yeah, we're about to find the corruption. Just a frog. And then it hops over my head. Whoop. Yeah, so in my movie series, I'm helping you fix your attention spans. I'm helping you read more often. I'm helping you listen to like really soothing and relaxing music. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome for all of that. And I'm entertaining you with a story. So I love it. I mean, I made it. Obviously, I'm biased, but I love it. It's fantastic. And you'll see my editing get way better, which is great. I'm super proud of it. Super proud of what we've been able to do. And you'll see things, you'll see new buildings pop up and all kinds of stuff from my realm members when they make stuff. I'm so proud of them. So proud of everybody. There's the corrupted seed. Fell on the ass of the dragon. And the doctor there analyzing it. Yes, next episode we get to meet our antagonist, not our protagonist, our antagonist, our villain. Exciting. A swirling purple core with molten lining. Oh, yes. And the ground shakes. Yep, so this is the first time our memory gets wiped. So the corruption continues to wipe our memory throughout this series. It doesn't want anyone to know about it or remember it to be able to, do anything about it. It's protecting itself somehow. This was another episode where I wasn't really sure where to go or what to do, so I was like, you know what? Let's find an allay. We're gonna finally find an allay. We're gonna use our new wings. We're gonna try them out. And I do have obviously the vasts spelling error is supposed to be vast. I think that's the only spelling error I've made in this series so far, which is great. I mean, one mistake out of lots of different options of where they could have been mistakes. So that's good. So yeah, just kind of showing off the wings and our land. Looking for an allay. That's where our end portal is, right down there in that village. Huzzah! Huzzah, we found it finally. It's an allay, yay. And then here at this point, I was like, okay, I tried to fly away with the allay. It wouldn't fly. So I had to walk it back. And I was like, you know what? Let's just make a game out of it. We're going to play hide and seek the entire way back. And I thought that was super adorable to include. My subscribers also enjoyed that as well. Playing hide and seek with the allay. And this shot coming up here is like one of my favorite. This one, walking up to see the storage building and the wizard tower. Beautiful, glorious. Oh my gosh. And we're back. Yeah, and I construct a sanctuary, a very, very small sanctuary, which we need to upgrade eventually. I think we're gonna do that here soon, probably. Make it a lot bigger, kind of. when I first thought about where this LA sanctuary is on the hill there's a lot of sightlines around it, so it's like in the center. So I kind of want a really large tower, maybe like a small castle. Actually, that would be really cool. Just a small castle, small blue castle with a tower. We'll probably do that. I like that idea. And then, yeah, we watched the birth of another LA. And we've danced. We danced and we enjoyed it. Yes. Observatory is still not decorated. Eventually, we do put a map there so that it actually looks like we're seeing the rift, which was Aiden's idea. Very smart, very smart. I was like, oh yeah, the seed. But there's no seed anymore. It's a tree. Kind of dark, kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's corrupting everything around it. Red roots grabbing the trees. And inside there's a creature. This is one of my favorite episodes. Chapter 3, I think. Can't remember which part. It might be chapter 2, actually, still. Chapter 2 was long. I think we had 4 parts in chapter 2. So yeah, we get to meet Dr. F finally. The flowing magma creature that keeps fluctuating. And we'll find out his backstory soon. And the doctor recognizes him. Oh shit. Oh shit. I know you. So they put him back in the tree because he was fluctuating too much, hoping that it would stabilize him. And obviously the observatory is now decorated with a table and notes and everything. Dr. F stabilizes and runs away because he remembers exactly what the doctor did to him. Bum, bum, bum. This was a fun scene as well. The Dr. F kind of vanishing and he gone. All right, here we go. 12 years before. This is how Dr. F became Dr. F. That's him right there. And that's the doctor. This is one of our favorite episodes as well. This flashback story. I think this is Aiden's favorite or second favorite. So yeah, the computer's telling errors and stuff. Everything starts shaking. The doctor tries to stop Dr. F, but Dr. F is not having it. Clears the errors. Yes, but the doctor knows better. The doctor has been around the universe. This music's a bit loud, huh? Oh well. And then, yep, everything blows up. They're trying. Dr. F is trying to create a new element, and he did. He just ended up splicing it with his own DNA. So, yep, that's how Dr. F became the magma creature. And the first shaders, the shaders, yes. The God rays and our pet cat. Yes, the glow lichen, the leaves, the sun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the shaders just changed the entire feeling of the videos, which was great. I loved it. So yeah, now that Dr. F is outside of the cocoon, which was the seed in the tree, now that he's outside of it, he kind of took the corruption with him. Somewhat. We'll find out later that's not entirely the case. But for now, the corruption stopped spreading, which is good. I missed my jump there. But I left it in. So, yep, can't find Dr. F. So, Green Key goes searching for him around the area. And at this point, we actually have, as you saw, Aiden was Dr. F. We had the doctor in the flashback, and that was Mr. Snoop. And we'll have Yovi as an actor here in, I think, the next chapter, chapter 4. But you can start seeing more builds from my realm members around, like this cliffside base. That was Yovi, and Yovi's got a little village going on down there. You'll see a bunch of new stuff popping up just because I added realm members for, helping me build things or build whatever they want, really. I'm investigating this cliffside bar with a stronk bouncer. I say stronk because I think it was from like Sly Fox Hound when I used to watch him back in the day. I think he used to say stronk, so that's just a habit. Yes, a quick liver killer. Alright, let's drink some water now. And here's Mr. Snoop as the Doctor in his TARDIS. And this Doctor is from a different universe, so it's not the same Doctor that you would see in Doctor Who. It's a different universe as Doctor Who. It's like a multiverse thing. So he's actually made out of like a plant-like humanoid being. So his flesh and everything is like plants. And yeah, he's just explaining to Green Key about Dr. F, even though like the audience obviously just saw that in a flashback, but Green Key didn't know any of that, so he needed someone to explain it. And yep, he's gonna go check on Trunilla. My edits going in and out of the TARDIS like get better and better. I love the way that I edit going in and out of the TARDIS. It's great. I love seeing it. I don't know why it's like censoring some of my stuff. So dumb. So here's the flashback of when we first went into the end to find our wings. We ended up coming upon this big, huge tree, which actually came from the corruption itself. The corruption is able to go in between dimensions and realities. Excuse me. And it's just kind of everywhere. It's taking over, and it's actually starting to leak other things like the deep dark into our world, which we'll find out. We'll find out soon. And yeah, so while I was talking to Trunilla, a big, huge PvP arena fell into the world. We actually built this on live stream. We do a lot of the building on live stream, so if you want to watch us just hang out or build, that's where to do that. It's all saved on my YouTube. A fighting arena. A big oval. Yes. This was a beautiful build. I love how this turned out, and it's really not completely done. We have some dispensers and stuff sitting around with like skulk sensors and pressure plates and buttons and stuff like that, with various items like weapons and potion effects and stuff like that. So I actually have to refill all those and actually get them working, because I never did that. Right now we just have regular PvP fights in there which is fun. It's great. It's a big arena. We can probably fit, maybe like teams of 7 versus 7. We don't have that many realm members yet, so obviously we only have 10 realm members, but eventually I'll put the world on a server so we can have more people join and participate in building or acting or whatever. So we're about to witness the introduction of Yovi finally into the story. Yovi was the very first subscriber and realm member, so he has those to he needs some badges for those, some stickers or something. I don't know, some pins. First to the channel, first to the realm. And he wanted to come through a Stargate. So this Stargate here fell through the rift and activated. The music build up. A stranger walks through. Dun dun dun. And the rain settles. I had to put that in there because I obviously recorded the last one in the rain, and then now it's not raining, so. And here's Yovi. Yovi is a Stargate employee who was supposed to be sent to the Trappist C-83 system, which is a made-up system because this is a fantasy and sci-fi. So obviously there is a Trappist system, but there's no C-83. So in his universe, there's a C-83. He was supposed to be sent there to help manage a new colony of humans. So he didn't make it there. Obviously, he made it into Tabranell. So he is equipped and fit for managing a civilization, creating like a kingdom and stuff. And we'll find out. We'll find out what happens with that. And obviously this is like, you can tell my editing is getting better and better, and Dr. von Winterfeld. So we literally have 3 doctors. That my 3 main realm members are all doctors in this series, which is kind of funny. And I let them choose. Except for the Doctor, played by Mr. Snoop, except for him, everybody else gets to choose their own name. So, Dr. F, Aiden chose that. Dr. von Winterfeld, Yovi chose his name. So that's like, I just allow my realm members to create the lore and everything around it. And then I kind of write it all into the story, make it all make sense, make it all worth the storyline and such. So yeah, it's been really fun to work with them all to do this. Yes, he doesn't know about the evil happenings around. So yeah, after saying goodbye to Dr. von Winterfeld for the night, they find out that things have been stolen. And if you've seen Doctor Who, the Doctor is kind of wily. The TARDIS itself, the TARDIS, is created to be driven or captained by 6 people. So there's all these buttons around that the Doctor has to like run around and flip switches and spin things and stuff like that. So that's why you see him flicking just levers and stuff like that. Because the TARDIS is supposed to be driven by 6 people, and there's just the Doctor. So. So yeah, trying to find Dr. F with the TARDIS 2 hours earlier. So at this point, Dr. F, as you can see by the text, he is able to morph his skin. The fluctuating of the magma kind of solidified, but his cells are still able to change and adapt. So he's able to take on different skins, and that scene there, that little bit, I messed up horribly on, because you can see there's daylight there. What's going on? And then it's nighttime. It's supposed to be nighttime, so I messed up on that. But obviously, there's a few mess ups here and there. But overall, I think this movie series has been going fantastic. And it's been a lot. It's a lot more fun to film this with having actors like this, so that I can just be the camera. As you saw in chapter 1 and 2, I was the camera and the character and everything, so it didn't look as good as it could be. And obviously, we have the potion effects, which I do get rid of finally, eventually. Excuse me. And this is the Dr. F's new hidden lab, obviously, working on a new experiment, presently in a dream. Yes, the corruption continues to try to delete itself. More God rays, more sunlight. And this is actually kind of a filler part as well. Trinilla the Wizard wanted more dragon's breath, and obviously we know that Green Key is addicted to it right now, at this point in the story. So he was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go help you get more dragon's breath and then keep some for myself. So yeah, basically I defeated, I think, 10 Ender Dragons in this part. And this was all on live stream. So I was live streaming this and recording at the same time, of course. Get some nice shots. Obviously shaders are not on because it would have been way too dark in the end. The pink bubbly dragon's breath, yes. Yum, smell it all. Now Trinilla wants the dragon's breath for helping with potion stuff, obviously, because that's one of the main things she helps with. But yeah, this was mainly just kind of a filler thing to do, which I do end up like straying away from doing filler stuff to where it's just mainly the story parts. Here and there, I'm thinking of doing some side stories and having like a 1-episode story of like a side character or stuff like that. So like, we haven't done anything with the hobbits yet. We need to figure out what have the hobbits been doing this entire time? Like this entire time, what have the hobbits been doing? and then we can tell a story about that as well. So we don't have any actors for them yet. And then yeah, Dr. F's new weapon was able to send Trunilla through the space-time rift, and then he morphs into her skin, like we just mentioned. He can change skins. And that left off on a cliffhanger. And I believe this is chapter 5 right here. Oh, this is when Green Key gains wizard powers. So this is one thing I had always kind of known I wanted to do, is have Green Key become a wizard himself. So that's what we do here. The blue moon. Ah. This was a fun edit right here. Seamless. I pause that and I slow-mo it, and I cannot tell the difference, like the change. Haha! And so having the wizard powers, I remember everything now. I can remember the corruption and everything going on with it. This was when I also started playing with like adding different subtitles. As you can see, the blue moon was different, and you'll see in chapter 6 that it's totally different. Chapter 6, part 2. So they don't know Trunilla's gone. They don't know that Trunilla is missing. So Green Key's gonna go talk to the doctor about his newfound powers. The observatory looks fantastic with shaders. Look at those god rays right onto the doctor, yes. So yeah, the corruption in the end starts spreading, and it creates this big giant flower with like a crystal inside of it. So the two adventurers decide to analyze it, obviously putting up this strange device. And they sync up that device to the TARDIS so that they can view all the information. This was my first time like actually making a computer screen like that. It's just very simple little image. Not great, but the power level's over 9,000. Gosh, my editing gets so much better. I keep saying it, but I'm so proud of like where I came from and what I can do now with editing and like directing and stuff like that. Aiden helps a lot with the directing as well, actually, so I should probably give him credit on that. Dr. F sends himself through the space-time rift. And then we find out that the space-time rift is... Space-time rift. It's sentient. It knows all my credits, obviously. And so that was chapters 1 through 5. And if you actually want to like see bloopers and stuff, we have the series of Oops. Oh well. The series here, Tabranell. So these are actually the different chapter parts and everything. So we have quite a few. Chapter 5, part 2, and then we've got chapter 6, which we'll watch here. But at the at the end of each of those are bloopers and stuff like that. So if you actually want to see bloopers and stuff like that, that's where they're at. And then my lives, obviously, of what we do behind the scenes. The lives are literally like the behind the scenes parts. So here's chapter 6, part 1. And obviously it's full screen now. Well, full screen for me. I have an extra wide monitor, so. Statue of Liberty. So, in chapters 1 through 5, we found out that Trunilla got sent through the rift, and then Dr. F himself sends himself through the rift, and the rift itself spoke. Thou shalt, no one shall leave, right? The rift itself is sentient, and it's not allowing anyone to leave Tabranell. So when those two characters went into the rift, it just sent them back into Tabranell, super far away from where the starter village is. Green Key is located. So they both, Trunilla and Dr. F, ended up in the same area of the world, and then Dr. F captures Trunilla. That's where we're seeing right now. So there is a time period between chapter 5 and chapter 6. This is chapter 6. So there is a chunk of time that we didn't tell any story within. But we'll find out in part 2 that time is different. Time does not act normal. So yeah. Trunilla has a mind control device on her head, and she calls out for Green Key in a dream. And he can sense her. They both kind of have the same magical properties, being wizards. So they're kind of connected in a way. So he goes to look for Trunilla after that dream. The Wizard of Montrelu is not there. Montrelu is like where she came from. And then time starts to be really weird. Flash from day to night. It starts to like speed up and slow down occasionally. And this all has to do with Dr. F disturbing the space-time rift. If he left it alone, things might have been better, but nope. And then the space-time rift begins to expand across the sky. Oh my goodness. And the Doctor obviously observing it. So yeah, chapter 6 here, this is like the culmination of all my editing skills and my directing and trying to get this series into like actual movie territory. Obviously it's Minecraft, so you can only do so much, and it's on Bedrock, so I really can't do a whole lot on Bedrock. And then here's the last one we've made. So we're gonna work on chapter 7 here in the next month or so. Excuse me. As you can see, the subtitles are different now. I thought that would help kind of keep people's interest and be able to read them faster. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about everything, but here we go. Dr. F has a lost treasure map in the Forgotten City in the Deep Dark. Looking for some broken compass pieces. and we get to finally see Yovi's area. This was all made by Yovi, except for I made a couple of things, but he did most of it. As you can see there, venturing further away from the space-time rift, which Yovi went thousands of blocks out, venturing further away actually speeds up time. So the closer you are to the space-time rift area, the starter area, the more normal time is. But as soon as you start to go further away, time speeds up. And that's why, to Green Key and everybody else, it's only been like a couple weeks, right? But for Yovi, it's been years. Like, he's been out here for years making this kingdom. And that's part of the lore. So we'll find out what happens next. That's right, there's no escaping the rift. The rift will find you. It's sentient. It can be everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. And there it is. It's starting to appear above Yovi's kingdom, Dr. von Winterfeld. And as I mentioned before, the corruption and the space-time rift, the combination of the two, is making all dimensions kind of leak into each other. So we've got deep, dark tendrils reaching into the overworld now. They're not supposed to be there. They're supposed to be in the deep dark. So yeah, the Statue of Liberty now has a head. That is because we have some other episodes where it shows the Statue of Liberty without a head. And so since we already showed the Statue of Liberty before we actually finished building it, I was like, well, we'll still have it as lore, The Statue of Liberty, when it first fell into our world, it came from a reality where it just wasn't finished. So it didn't have a head. And then obviously with, Dr. F disturbing the space-time rift and it fluctuating and expanding across the sky, now other realities are shifting into this one, and builds, some of the stuff we have here are starting to change and adapt and kind of morph into different objects from other realities. So in some other reality, we had the Statue of Liberty with a head, and now it's in our world. Now we have a Statue of Liberty. So yeah, they're just kind of checking out all the new stuff that has occurred. That big flower thing there showed up. That's part of the corruption. A bunch of games started leaking into the world as well. I didn't really know how to tie in our gaming district into the lore, so I was like, well, we'll just have games fall. Like maybe there was a maybe there was a Six Flags or like Disney World or something that the Space-Time Rift pulled a bunch of into our world. So that's kind of how it's, yeah. That's just how we're doing it. And then that potion that Dr. von Winterfeld threw on the cauldron. When I export things, sometimes they become blurry like this for some reason. Not on my new computer though. This was on my old computer, so my new computer's great. But yeah, he threw a potion on that cauldron to connect mentally to Green Key, and this is the conversation they have briefly. The rift found me. What do you mean it's there? I mean it's here. Okay, we'll find you. And Green Key wakes up with a splitting headache. Nah. So obviously the two adventurers need to go save Dr. von Winterfeld from the space-time rift crack that's found him, and the deep dark tendrils that are reaching and grabbing his castle. So they take the TARDIS and that turned out so well. I love that. I love that edit. This is the best I could do, but I love it. I love it. I love it. That's right. Trinilla Montrelli is back. But she's not alone. Not via her own will. Dr. F's mind control device is still controlling her. Love this music. The compass. The compass to Atlantis. We're building Atlantis right now. That's going to be in chapter either 7 or 8, so that's coming up soon. That's where we're left off, guys. That's the story so far. That's where we're at. So, like, definitely subscribe, and you guys can see the upcoming episodes. I also have a Let's Play going on, and, the live streams, obviously, behind the scenes for our SMP. But, yeah, I want to thank everybody here, everybody on this screen, for helping me create this magnificent movie series that we're doing. And, they're just fantastic people. I love you all. So we got some bloopers here, obviously, but yeah, that's the story so far.
Thank you. Notice things and party. And I've actually already got footage of the other. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3. Okay, not quite the jumping around, Aiden.
And we record all this
I see you
during our live streams, so you can see all these behind the scenes if you just watch the live streams.
Type out delete Aiden's inventory.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so come a little bit closer to where Doctor is. Yep, right there. Okay, a little bit. No. Okay.
Obviously, you can see we have a lot of fun and goof around. So
I took the plant out.
oh, don't watch that. Nope. Anyways, yeah, that's it, everybody. So I really appreciate you guys for, all the current subscribers, you 581 of you. I love you so much. Any new subscribers, I love you too, but not as much as those 581, you have to earn that. We're almost, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm considering opening up an actual server for everybody to play on together. So that could happen. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But yeah, these are my realm members right now. And let's see, I actually need to add one more to there. Lizard Y. And then obviously my Let's Play series and such. And I play the guitar as well. But that's not important. What is important is my movie series, which is why I started this channel. And yeah, I'm just some human doing human things. That's it, though. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. If you actually watched the entire thing, like I said, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to help your attention spans and stuff. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love you. But that's it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the fellow humans. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you later. I'm going to record a Let's Play here probably tomorrow, so keep your eye out on that. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.